Just
I
like
saw
a handful.
Macedonian folk horror film last night, and it was excellent.
Man, if I had a dime for every Macedonian folk horror film I've ever seen.
I'd have 1 dime.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
That is the biggest piece of seaweed I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
We get like the little sheets that are like, you know.
Oh no.
I've never seen a big one like that.
But yeah, no, it was called
This is
You
like what they
Won't
use
Be
for
Alone,
papyrus.
and it absolutely banged.
Sorry, that is a comically large piece of
Oh
seaweed.
yeah. Also, tonight's drink is this Capri Sun.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're bringing them back.
As we should be. Tonight's drink for me is tea and water.
I have pouches, like Capri Sun type pouches in my fridge that are peach lemonade.
Ooh.
Except for some reason the straw is harder to get in than is with the Capri Sun pouches, and the first time I tried to drink one, it just went everywhere.
Interesting.
Are they from Wegmans?
No, I got them at Target. It's like some organic brand. I don't know.
Ew. Organic?
Yeah.
If my shit isn't like swimming in chemicals.
Yeah, modify my organism.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's a little bit like sugar-free stuff.
Modify my DNA.
It hasn't been working for me thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah, try some new DNA, new
Yeah.
sequences.
I'll take it at this point. I just want to take a moment to bask in what Zach described as the Hold on.
Oh no.
I forgot to read.
Exact words.
A tragedy in a screen recording.
A certain ironic richness of the fact that we had homework for this episode, and the only person who didn't do it is the college professor.
I want to point out that multiple times you all have been like, oh, you have like the big girl job. Like, yeah, you're busy.
You do have the big girl job.
Today alone, I had 9 Zoom meetings.
That's too many.
That's 9 too many.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Wait. When you do your Zoom meetings, do you actually like camera on and pay attention?
It depends on how many people are in them.
That's fair.
Yeah, all of today's were camera on participate meetings. Actually, 8 of them were one-on-one meetings.
I tried to do the camera off in a one-on-one meeting. It didn't go well.
That's gross. That's too many. This is not a reflection. The fact that I'm joking about it is not a reflection on you. It's just funny that in the group of 3 people with homework, the one person who didn't do it is the college professor. I
also did start to watch How to Get Away with Murder. And in the first episode, she's like, hey, you all should come up with a defense for my case that's upcoming. And then she uses it.
That doesn't seem legal.
It does not. But definitely could have been like, hey, just for funsies. For extra credit.
Yeah.
That's not wrong.
The only flaw with that is that I generally don't tell the students about the podcast because I don't want to encourage them.
Well, God damn it, that's why our subscriber count is so low.
Yeah, I have not told any of them. The only current student I've ever talked about it with, aside from like the obvious ones that have been on the podcast, is the one student that you're aware of, Bridget.
Yes.
Yeah, other than that, no student has ever. And when she brought it up the one day, I was like, oh, you've watched. Okay.
Which episodes?
Yeah, I was like, I'm always very cautious of what I say for that reason, but sometimes I forget.
But also, once you get tenure...
Which should hopefully be like 4 months.
Hell yeah.
Then you can do whatever you want.
Then you can be like, you get extra credit for listening to the stupid little podcast that I do.
Yeah.
It's great.
So seaweed gone.
Beautiful.
That was impressive.
No longer holding the sheet of green construction paper.
That's right.
I got an envelope in the mail today.
You got an envelope in the mail
Jury
today?
duty?
What was in it?
From one Bridget R. Kelly.
Oh, damn. Oh, I gotta check my mail.
when I opened it and saw the picture on top, I like squealed because it's so cute. It's sitting right in front of me.
I was really happy with how these all turned out.
Oh, I love that.
Look at us.
Oh my god, wait, I love that one so much.
It's so cute.
That's so cute.
Especially, not being able to see whether you're framing it correctly.
Okay, actually,
yeah.
I got the double prints because I knew I was going to want to send some to you guys, but I have a question for whoever is responsible for this.
Oh, Lord.
What was this supposed to be?
I don't know.
The only picture I took was of you guys at the statues. That was the only time I used it, so unless it's that, it wasn't me.
I can see the rug and the corner of my air mattress.
Okay, so it was one of you two.
Unless there was an air mattress at the statues.
Well, she just said her air mattress specifically, so unless she brought her air mattress to the statues.
And it
and my rug.
I don't know
Dark
how to make
AF.
spooky alien noise.
So that's our one mystery. Who took this?
Like somebody. It almost looks like there's. Yeah, I can't. Like a defect in the picture. Like it didn't print all the way or something.
Yeah, I wish I knew. So yeah,
Fun.
That was the one mystery, and other than that, they all came out good except for the two where I like kind of forgot to turn on the flash, but then they just like look cute and lo-fi, and also they're just of your cat, so.
Yeah,
Just of her cat.
Okay,
Just
not
of
like
her
that.
cat.
I was showing Luda one of the pictures of her earlier, and she of course felt the need to rub all the corners of it and every edge.
Of course, as she should, as is her right.
I was like, look, it's you, and she's just face all over.
It is
Cats
indeed
love
me,
corners.
she said.
Any corner, like point at them with an envelope, they're happy.
I love that. That's so cute. I have to point at them with my phone the next time I'm there.
Well, it's got to be a little sharper. I mean, they'll still rub it, but they won't like it as much.
I will have to point at them with something else.
Yes, something with good edges, like not super sharp, but like enough to them really get their cheek on it and
A little pointy.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
We do stand. Okay, so, if y'all will recall, in our last episode, we decided that we were going to... Yeah. We decided that we were going to make up some funky, fresh, new conspiracy theories and then spread them to our friends and family. Because it sounded like fun. And, in light of the fact that we only have 2 conspiracy theories, instead of, going... Yes, bestie?
While I was in the wrong video chat and in the bathroom, another one popped into my head.
Do tell.
Oh, just like another conspiracy theory.
So do you want to have 2 entries, or do we want to have what I was going to have in light of the fact that Brookes does not have a conspiracy theory? I was going to have her, Zach, you and I both present ours.
Yes.
And then Brookes would pick a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, do you want to have 2 entries, or do we want to just discuss that afterwards as a fun little addendum?
Yeah, I mean, he can pick the one he wants to submit and then just talk about the other one.
Yeah, no, my second one is the one I'm going to submit because it's a little more. I mean, okay, it's not that much more thought out, but it's a little more thought out.
Isn't. I mean, we can whatever is the winner. We can do some detail building. This is like a proof of concept. Would you like to start, or shall I?
I'll just so that we have a balance, I'll just throw out the one I thought about today, 7 minutes ago.
I love it.
Yeah, my conspiracy theory, my first one, is that National Treasure the film was funded by Homeland Security as a way to test for defaults in the security systems in the Smithsonian.
Because people would try to National Treasure them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You put in the chat that we wouldn't see that coming. I most certainly didn't.
Oh, that was one that I thought of just now.
Oh, beautiful. Even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, a lot of companies that have like expensive stuff in them, or like a lot of museums will hire companies to like for security. So
Yeah.
it's really a way for them to like save a lot of money. I mean, yeah, they had to spend a lot of money to make National Treasure, I suppose.
Of course.
But people will keep trying to do that stuff like endlessly, and so it's like
You
you
just
pay
keep
the one
getting
you get
free
people.
security improvements.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, so here's what I came up with. Everyone's least favorite Congresswoman, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is in fact was installed by the KGB, is a Russian plant, in order to destabilize the United States government and accelerate the downfall of the U.S. empire.
That's not even a conspiracy theory. That's probably just true.
Yeah.
So that's what I came up with.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you just see the I can't remember the exact wording, a quote that from Putin where he basically said something along the lines of, blah blah blah, so we can help
our partner Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, and I
Basically
might
admitted that
have dismissed that as a conspiracy theory idea had I seen that.
Oh yeah, I think they talked about it on Pod Save America.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It's quite possible.
You have
I
your
can see
options.
That. Oh, I have to pick already?
I mean, we can discuss further. Do you have questions for either of us?
So, I had my actual conspiracy theory.
Hit me with it.
My actual conspiracy theory was that the burning of the Library of Alexandria was an inside job.
Okay.
So I was doing some research, which I don't think I knew Brookes at this point or was like on this podcast, but just a little fun tidbit. When I originally told Bridget I was moving to Alexandria, she thought I was moving to Egypt.
Because you had told me about the potential trip to the DRC.
Yeah.
And I
it all makes sense.
Conflated the two in my mind.
Yeah. So I was doing some research, and actually, the library was in decline, and had been in decline for a while, and then was partially burned by Julius Caesar during the Civil War, and I think it was intentional for the insurance money. Whatever the Geico equivalent of 40 BC was.
Did they have insurance companies then?
In this case, they do.
Are we assuming that, or do we know that for a fact?
I have no idea. I have no idea if they had Policy Genius or not, but
Well, I mean,
the
concept
may very well
of insurance doesn't seem too far fetched for what we consider the height of democracy.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. That's just my conspiracy theory. It was in decline, and during the Civil War, it was a good excuse to try to burn it, which he didn't even do successfully. Although it was technically an accident, but it lived on after that.
All right.
It was just toasty.
I love it. So now I guess we open the floor to questions if there are any.
Wait, so which is the one that is officially submitted for?
Yeah, Zach, which is your official submission?
I'll do the National Treasure one just because it's much more closer to my heart.
Of course.
Because I sort of had them rank ordered in my head, and
sure.
It's not like it's really based on anything.
Of course.
Which one felt most interesting to me? Shall I provide?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Which do we want to explore?
I would go with the National Treasure one. Well,
right.
I find it to be the most interesting, but it's also maybe a little bit harder to if we wanted to yarn board it, that might be harder to do. I think the Marjorie Taylor Greene one would be easier to yarn board.
Which, God, I want a reason to do that just once in my life.
Yeah, so I suppose it depends on the criteria. I think I find the National Treasure one interesting because it is kind of unexpected, but it's oh yeah, the kind of sure. But to actually kind of plot out details might be difficult.
Yeah. I gotta say, my favorite conspiracy theory, which isn't even a conspiracy theory, because when you get to the end of it, net zero change has occurred. But I've said it before on the podcast, my favorite conspiracy theory of all time is that the United States government was going to hire Stanley Kubrick to fake the moon landing, but Kubrick, being the perfectionist that he is, insisted that they shoot on location. So we just went ahead with the space program. And again, this changes nothing. And there's absolutely no, like, yarn boarding to be done here. But it is my favorite conspiracy theory. So honestly, I see why the National Treasure one is way more interesting to explore.
There's a line in the song Californication, because I've been on a Red Hot Chili Peppers kick for the last week, that is like space takes place in a Hollywood basement or something like that.
Mm.
Okay, so we have 2 dots to connect.
Yeah.
Either of you ever watch this? I don't want this reference to be lost on you guys. Either of you ever watch BuzzFeed Unsolved or see the thing where it's like, I've connected the dots. You didn't connect shit. I've connected them.
You had me watch it that one time when you were here, just the one time.
Yeah. Either way, it just made me think
I've
of
watched
that.
BuzzFeed videos. I learned what kind of bread I am.
Haven't we all? No, BuzzFeed Unsolved was, like, literally the only good thing to come out of BuzzFeed, other than, like, their actual, like, journalism team that is stuck working for that ridiculous company. Anyway. Yeah, let's do some world building with this National Treasure one.
We have somebody who's gonna help.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
I'm actually curious, like, what, if any, big heists have been actually attempted? Like,
there was a massive, there was a huge bank heist in Argentina. And I can't remember, like, they did a whole season of, like, the Duolingo Spanish podcast on this bank robbery. And I don't remember, like, I think it was late 90s or early 2000s. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while since I listened to it, but, like, it certainly has happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, perhaps not with, like, the Declaration of Independence, but people have tried to, people have gone into banks and tried to take very large sums of money.
Have you all seen that?
In 1982, stamps worth $21,000 were stolen from the National Museum of American History.
Okay. Oh, and another thing
lending credibility.
Another thing I learned on the Duolingo Spanish podcast, there is this huge, like, not a conference. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like this giant, like, almost flea market type thing, but with books, like, just books. And this guy who owned a bookstore that would specialize in, like, kind of, like, rare books, out of print stuff. He had, like, an original, like, first printing signed copy of I think, is it 100 Years of Solitude or 1,000 Years of Solitude, the Gabriel the Marquez novel, but it got, like, stolen out of a display case at this, like, giant book fair. And they did find it, but it was nuts. I will link these things that I'm talking about, because I'm remembering them poorly, but I swear they did happen.
Can we just acknowledge that this is basically an episode of Psych where they throw out a wild idea and then build evidence for it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, Brookes, what were you going to say?
There's a docu-series on Netflix, because I try to watch, like, every single criminal, like, true crime docu-series they have. Of course. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it's called Diabolical. It's about a bank heist.
Ooh, that's
but it's but it's real different because
oh, I'm sure it's nothing like the movies, like the notion of heist.
It's even more different than you would expect. Like, this guy, they strapped a bomb around his neck.
Oh,
and
the
they
collar bomb thing?
Yeah.
BuzzFeed Unsolved did an episode on that, and I think they might have briefly touched on it in last podcast on the left at some point. Many of my various true crime sources have talked about this. Please continue.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, so they sent him into the bank to demand money, and I believe they gave him some, but he didn't get nearly as much as he was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then the police found him, And, they made him stay still at gunpoint while they were getting the bomb squad, and the bomb squad did not make it in time. And they have actual footage of the bomb going off, and they showed it in the docuseries.
My God.
It is unsettling.
Yeah, I'm going to say graphic to say the least.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's really messed up. I mean, when they do close-ups, they blur it a little bit, so it's not as bad, but yeah.
Nothing makes you realize more that we literally are just meat with opinions than, like, a true crime doc. Where they, like, show the, like, gory details. We are literally just meat that has opinions.
Meat with electricity.
Yeah, exactly.
That's definitely not how they used to do bank robberies. Before it was Golden Joe and the
Suggins gang. And they like shoot Suggins into the side of the wall? What, were bullets free back then? Oh, man.
They dressed up for the occasion. They made a day of it.
They were going to church in Atlanta. Anyway.
Yeah, but that docuseries is really interesting because they never really quite came to a conclusion about who did it, but they had all these suspects and these people that had basically they were rednecks with genius IQs, and it's like the craziest thing.
I love a good cold... Like, obviously, like, the notion of a cold case is terrible because people don't get closure, but I love a good unsolved mystery. There we go. I love a good unsolved mystery where you can just, like, think about all the different... Especially one that has so many different options that are, like, actually could be true. Like, oh, I love that stuff. I could just think about it forever.
Yeah, it's a fascinating docuseries, but, like, that's the only, like, specific heist that I'm aware of because of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not very typical. Definitely isn't some of that Pierce Brosnan, what was that movie? The Thomas Crown Affair stuff.
Yeah.
Another movie reference that you guys don't get.
Sorry.
Ocean's 11.
Huh?
It was no Ocean's 11.
Sure, but they don't do art. They just do, like, money, right?
Yeah.
It counts. I think we're just talking heist in general.
Way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I guess technically we're talking about documents. For some reason, my mind immediately went to art, and I don't know why.
He's like in 7 minutes.
That's a common trope, like in TV and movies.
Pierre Despriau.
I mean, I was also imagining him, but he didn't really steal things, so...
No, he just faked art thefts, which is almost better.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? I don't know if I've ever heard of him.
No, he's not a real person.
Is this from Psych?
Yeah, he's like a somewhat recurring character on Psych.
Gotcha.
Who's like a fake art thief. But like a brilliant guy, but like that's how he gets away with it.
How fun would that be in real life, though?
That would actually be really cool.
Like, that'd be so... That's like the art theft equivalent of when the boat was stuck in the Suez Canal, and like it was like technically a global catastrophe, but there was nothing we could do about it, so we just had fun with it. Like that. We're not losing any precious works of art. We just get to have a fun little mystery for a while.
Still never get over that imagery of that dinky excavator.
Oh, that little excavator.
Trying to dig out a little.
My favorite tweet to come out of that whole thing was, imagine being the first guy to go through the Suez Canal after it gets unblocked and knowing that you hold in your hands a steering wheel that has the potential to do the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Wait, no, okay, but you know what I was thinking is, like, what if you are the guy in the excavator and then you succeed and suddenly this thing just, like, lurches? Like, how do you floor one of those?
Yeah, I hope they, like, had a plan with how they were digging it out to, like, cause the least amount of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is that the same company that owned that boat got stuck again, like, a month ago.
Oh, wasn't that the one that, like, ran aground in...
Yeah.
Where was it?
In Maryland.
Hell
like
yes.
off the coast of Maryland.
That's fantastic.
They were like, you can't go in water that's less than 50 feet. And they're like, what if we did 25 feet? And then they got stuck.
More global catastrophes that are just things getting stuck and not working.
Yeah.
Those ones are great. Those ones are a lot of fun.
What if, as a series of conspiracy theory, what if the guy who was captaining that boat did it on purpose because he just thought the world needed a break? He was like, the world sucks right now. I'm going to give him a week of memes.
Those 6 days in March...
I don't know how you steer a boat.
were like the like clearest that time has felt for me in a long while.
Oh, that was the closest to world peace we've ever gotten.
Yeah, that and the launch of PokemonGO, closest to world peace we've ever come. Oh, actually, and since it's spring and the weather's getting nicer, my annual obsession with PokemonGO has started again because it gets me out of the house. And I'm having fun. I don't care if it's cringe. Thank you.
Always conspiracy theories that like those shoot 'em up games are like recruitment tools or something to see who can like strategize and the best. I don't know. Every once in a while something like that gets floated.
I mean, like, the United States military also has like official video games, so I feel like that's not a conspiracy theory at this point. That's simply a statement of fact.
Did anyone else hear that?
Yep. Oh, the bell? Okay. Yep. No, I lit the fire station in my neighborhood is down the block from me, and for whatever reason, they make some beeps at 6 o'clock every evening. Don't know why.
Just making sure I wasn't imagining things.
Nope.
When I lived back in New York, I lived close enough to my middle school that when I stayed home from school because I was sick or something, I could hear the bells go off for each period. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah. I was like, oh, time for gym. And then I didn't get out of bed at 11 o'clock.
I am just now realizing that I don't remember what the bell sounded like in high school anymore. I am one step closer to being cleansed.
Yeah, no, I don't either, and I'm okay with never learning again.
Yeah, I am so okay with never remembering.
I can still hear them in my head.
Whack.
Well, no, I'm not gonna... I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, nope.
Although now it's wild to think that there was a time in life where bells, like, told us what to do.
Yeah,
until the teacher said they didn't. The bell doesn't dismiss you, I do.
And then you get to the next class and they'd be like, why are you late?
Yep. Ah. Those teachers were always the worst.
Always.
And then I got to college and I was like, where's the bells?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know where to be?
And then class ends like a half hour early and the professor's like, what the hell are you still doing here? Get out.
Yeah.
I've been to class early a few times recently, just like a few minutes here or there.
Yeah.
And they never seem to believe that I'm telling the truth. They just continue to sit there. I'm like, no, we're done. You can go. And then they just sit there and look at me like they don't believe me for some reason.
I had a once a week class from 5 to 8 on Mondays that usually got out early just because it was a long class. But every once in a while, we had to stay for the whole time. And we were so spoiled, or at least I was so spoiled, that I was like, what the fuck? Why am I here for the whole period, for the whole class?
There's always that professor, though, who, like, just seems to, like, get through it. Like, not that they're even rushing or anything. They just seem to be able to, like, zip through everything. And then you actually have to have the whole class. You're like, what the fuck? There's always that one.
What was that one?
Fun times. Do we want to do any world building with the National Treasure Conspiracy? If not, I have another question.
I mean, there's definitely precedent to people stealing stuff from, like, Smithsonian museums.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I think there's something there to thinking about, like, the members of the cast and to what extent they knew.
I'm also going to be careful what I say in case something does get stolen and they have to read back this podcast in court.
That'd be fun.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun, I'm not going to lie.
It's famous.
At the time.
Boom, that'll
increase
that
would be one way to get famous. Yeah. I'd be in prison for it, but you know what?
No,
you know what? I would go to prison for clout.
Hell yeah. I love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you gotta do whatever it takes, man.
Gotta do what it takes.
Okay.
This is gonna get chopped out of context so badly.
That requires an audience, bud.
I'm already, like, technically a tiny, tiny, tiny touch to a very, very small segment of the population famous. in my field.
Oh yeah.
For my publications. Every once in a while I get invited to talk at places. And this one time a friend asked me if I would talk to his lab group because when he mentioned that he knew me, they all like went crazy apparently. It's like, oh my god, you actually know her?
Oh my god.
Use your fame. Use your fame literally. To get us more viewers.
Oh, again, I just meant use it to get stuff.
That too.
Speaking fees.
Communication field. Yeah. Just within the communication field and people that study my kind of area.
Use your fame.
Oh my god.
Very narrowly.
People in the communication field do know other people.
Speaking of fame and like showing up places, it was Obama's first time back in the White House since he left.
Oh, yeah.
And the first words he said when he was like addressing the press, he gaffed because he said Vice President Joe Biden. I think it was just kind of like muscle memory.
Yeah, I feel
like in the White House. And then Joe Biden was like, we had lunch. It was awkward. We weren't really sure who was supposed to sit where. God, I miss like obviously I miss Obama and all that, but like I miss that duo. That was like. Anyways, that was it.
I feel that
sort of Sean and Gus-esque.
Yes. No. Literally.
Nice.
Okay, if we hit the limit, that's like 3 psych.
Yeah, that's enough with the psych for this episode.
Hello.
Echo.
I'm getting kisses.
Aww. Sweet baby. We love her.
We do.
What's everyone's favorite Pokemon?
I know like 2, maybe 3 Pokemon.
You two suck.
And one of them is Pikachu.
Correct. I mean, yeah.
Why does my door sound like Pikachu? Yo, I'm the fucking yellow rat from Pokemon.
One of these days we're going to have to do a meme review that's just memes that we send to each other.
Yeah.
Because it's a very chaotic mix.
It's been a long time since we did a meme review.
I'll have to work on that for next episode. There we go. Boom. Little preview.
Boom. Yeah, I'm always saving them and then forgetting to send them because you guys are always sending me Instagram and Twitter, but I'm old and I look at Facebook and that's where I get all of mine. And so I just save them and send them to you.
I still get my memes from Facebook, or at least a good amount of them.
My favorite Pokemon is Bulbasaur, in case anyone was wondering.
I was going to say Charizard, because fire, I don't know.
Basic, but I mean, okay, Bulbasaur's pretty basic too, not gonna lie.
Well, I've heard of them, so that's something.
Whoever animated CGI Bulbasaur in Detective Pikachu, thank you. Thank you. He's so goddamn cute.
I actually did see Detective Pikachu.
I love Detective Pikachu. That movie slaps like so much more than it has any right to.
I fell asleep in the theater. But because I have sleepy bitch disease, not because it was a bad movie.
Of course. Yeah, no, I love Detective Pikachu so much. That movie smacks.
I feel like it's one of those movies when you see the trailer, you're like, that looks absolutely just stupid. That's going to be awful. And then you see it and you're like, what?
Yeah, you're like, this is a masterpiece.
No, I had the exact opposite, well, half the opposite reaction where I was like, this looks so dumb. I'm going to love it. And then I did.
Incredible. Yeah, I love that movie so much. I like rewatch it with an alarming frequency.
Who is like
Ryan
the
Reynolds.
Oh, wait. I think I know another Pokemon because isn't like Mew. Yeah, that one. Isn't that like the antagonist?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, see that.
Magikarp.
Magikarp is an awesome Pokemon. I love Magikarp. They deserve love.
I know,
they deserve love before they evolve, god damn it.
I know Pikachu is Squirtle and like Toyotathon.
Honestly, you could randomly generate a Pokemon from I think all but the 3 most recent generations, and there's a 99% chance I could name it. Like just a random Pokemon generator. There's a very good chance I will know every single one of them.
Impressive.
My entire childhood, and honestly, a good chunk of my adulthood. it hasn't slowed down.
That brief period in 2015 when PokemonGO first came out and everybody was playing it, I tried for a while. Let me tell you, Magikarp was always my favorite to find, just seeing them flopping around there.
They are kind of fun.
I was like, oh, sweet, a Magikarp. Everybody else would be like...
Well, you gotta collect them. It takes so much it takes so many goddamn points to evolve them.
I found a Pikachu in Washington Park in Albany.
Aww, that's so cute.
I do remember. I do remember that.
I love that. Yeah, no. Again, every spring and summer, I get re-obsessed with Pokemon Go because I'm like, oh, I'm outside. I'm walking places. I'm like, taking little day trips. It's wonderful. I have a great time.
Oh, we still need to take a day trip to that one New York town that's all bookstores.
Yes. Oh, also, Zach, if Brooks and I ever come down to Virginia, we have to go to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Mothman!
Oh, okay.
That's where the Mothman statue is, and for whatever reason, the Mothman statue is double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
Mothman.
Okay, I don't know where in Virginia that is, but it sounds like it'd be closer to West Virginia.
I mean, it is in West Virginia.
Mothman is from West Virginia. That's where the legend started.
Okay.
But yeah, no, if we're down that way, we need to go.
Yeah. I mean, we can definitely take a day to do that.
Yes.
Go to Shenandoah.
Yes. Oh my god, we can listen to Take Me Home Country Roads. It'll be incredible.
Oh my god, no, literally, yeah. We'll be so cringe, but we'll all be okay with it.
You know what? Everything that people say is cringe. It is just a way to discourage people from having fun. There's my hot take. There's another conspiracy theory for you. Cringe culture, it's just a way to shame people for having fun.
Oh, fuck. I had a hot take I thought of, yesterday, and I forgot. Not even a conspiracy theory, just ooh, this will stir things up.
Yeah, no. Cringe culture, bullshit. Have fun. Be cringe. Be embarrassing. I wish I had been significantly more cringe in middle school, because now I look back, I'm like, God, what? I had no, there were no consequences for me, dressing weirder and dyeing my hair and all that stuff. Now there's consequences.
Oh. If I could go back and relive it, I would have dyed my hair so fast in high school. Oh my god,
I would have destroyed my hair. I would have had the cringiest emo phase possible, and I would have been happy. Your little journey of facial expressions there was fascinating to me.
Well, I couldn't quite hear what you whispered. I worked it out, but
gotcha.
It wasn't what
Sorry.
I heard, and I was like, I thought I heard something about a banana peel.
No.
Or Banana Pete. I don't know who this Banana Pete character is, but I'd like to meet him.
No. Unfortunately, yeah. Literally every day of my life, I'm so salty that I didn't get to have an emo phase when I was a annoying little tween.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
In my defense, my parents were super helicopter, so I was given a talking to in 6th grade because I had Chameleonaire on my iPod. That cringe. Not even on my part. When I was in 6th grade, Chameleonaire was cool, probably. But it was that I was like, first of all, why are you on my iPod? My iPod Nano with the little
the little scroll wheel.
Spinny. Yeah, the wheel. I was like, can't think of it.
Miss those boys.
That would click when you spun it.
Mm-hmm. God, I loved those.
Mm-hmm.
I still have. I plugged it in the other day, and it was a treasure trove. My little not even the updated rectangular one, the square iPod Nano.
Yeah, no, that's the one that I had.
Technology shouldn't have progressed beyond that point.
I would have been happy with my cell phone and my iPod.
Yeah,
and
that's all I
use my cell phone for texting and my iPod for music, and
Yep.
What else do you need?
But also, remember when you had to go to school with both a cell phone and an iPod?
Yeah, wild.
2 items? What the hell?
Those didn't exist at school. So no.
Enlighten us to your experience, please.
First of all, I did get a what's the word? Track phone that you would load minutes onto when I was like a junior or something, to be able to call like if I needed picked up after like track practice or something. And then I didn't get my first iPod until I think it might have been my freshman year of college, maybe.
Cool.
So what I brought if I wanted to listen to music was a Discman.
Yeah.
A CD player.
Yeah.
And you would have the foam headphones that had like the over-ear thing around the back of the head. Those were super cool at the time.
Those can have been comfortable.
We didn't know any better.
Fair enough. I mean, the OG, like, Apple iPod earbuds were not particularly comfortable.
No.
Yeah,
like the circle ones?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I remember it was a big deal that they, like, changed the shape of them.
Yeah.
God, what a time.
Oh, yeah, I had those. The iPod I had was the first iPod with video was the one that I got.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, it came with those headphones. It's the one and only Apple product I've ever owned in my life.
Interesting.
Still exists, and I wrote the time capsule. Because I stopped adding music to it at a certain point, and so now it's like that, period of time.
Do you have a particular bias against Apple products?
Just not a fan of the interfaces.
Fair enough.
I've used them plenty of times because they're used a lot in like editing work,
That's
video
my
editing.
Thing. I love having the like custom PC I have right now, but like if I ever had like my own like fancy like home office or whatever for like my own personal video projects, oh my god, I would drop so much money on just like the highest functioning like MacBook or like desktop like Mac that I could afford. Because when you act like, as much as like Apple is like overpriced and you're paying for the name in a lot of ways, using a Mac for what it was designed to do, beautifully seamless experience. Like using a computer that was designed to run like photo and video editing software, to do that, nothing like it. That's why I loved the Mac lab at Geneseo. I spent a lot of time there.
They're pretty commonly used as editing machines.
And they work well.
Yeah. That's my primary experience. As an undergraduate, mostly.
Nice.
Back in my broadcast days.
Oh, so like the big chunky Macs that I had in like elementary school?
Yeah.
Yeah! Oh, I miss those.
I know what you're talking about.
God, I miss those so much. They were great. They were like kind of triangular.
I miss the iMac color. That were like the bright colors.
Oh yeah, have you seen the thing where someone like found one of them at like a yard sale or whatever and then gutted it and used it as a cat bed?
Ooh, fun.
It was adorable.
No.
Yeah, great decor. They were so pretty.
They were. Honestly, I loved that like early 2000s like clear plastic but colored plastic technology. Like the phone where you like the landline where you could see all the inner workings.
I had one in my bedroom and one in my college dorm. So I had two of those.
That's fantastic. I wish I had gotten the experience of like having your own landline. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it's crazy to think back on now. Like I had a landline in my bedroom, like in high school, and like a cordless phone I would just pick over the wall. Like
I like
weird.
That's so much fun.
Get up and
Who would say, "Oh, that's the phone's room."
Oh, that's the phone's room. It's almost Tuesday. And the operator was a real person that you had to be nice to.
1 moment, please.
I don't even remember to move the voices around because it is the 40s. We need to stop.
No, we 100% do.
We need to stop. Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. And honestly, like, I know, like, actually living through, like, every era in history has been some bullshit. God, the good parts of like, being, like, a teenager / in your 20s in, like, the late 90s, early 2000s, the good parts of that, God, they sound like so much fun.
I think that I was born at a fortunate time because my childhood, like, it was entirely without internet or cell phones or anything like that. But then, social media started to be a thing, like, right when I started college. That's,
like, the perfect time for it.
Yeah, we got our first computer when I was a freshman in high school, but it was, like, family desktop. I got my first laptop when I went away to college. the first iPhone came out the year I graduated college, so smartphones weren't a thing until I was in grad school.
That's perfect.
Yeah, right. So I got like the best of both worlds, I feel like.
I saw this tweet that was like Facebook should do something where anytime you go on somebody's Facebook page, it'll play their music, and then someone was like, "Oh my God, we've reached the generation that doesn't know MySpace." Yeah.
It was like the worst part of MySpace. It was always annoying when the song started playing. Like, stop it! I don't want to hear that. But of course, I always put a song on mine, so.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
My one core memory from those like chonky Macs in the computer lab was like Brain Pop.
Oh, Brain
Right?
Pop.
I was like sitting here for the last 5 minutes trying to remember what it's called.
God, that shit was good.
No, like Brain Pop went so hard.
It really did.
Mm-hmm.
They popped off. Actually,
They did.
Here's a thing, and like somebody like wrote, I'll have to try and find it. Somebody wrote about this in a much more nuanced manner, but the way that spaces for like children and like tweens used to exist on the internet, like when I was like in grade school, if I went to like Barbie.com, it was a bunch of games. Like it was a bunch of Flash games. Now it's just like now it would just like take you to like shop for like toys. And that's just like it's fucked, you know? Like there really aren't a lot of like any spaces for just like children and teen and like younger teens, like tweens on the internet, like don't really exist anymore. It's either like, you know, like parental controls, like, you know, blocking everything, or just like unfiltered like capitalism.
I remember going on like the Lego website as a kid, and there was all those like dumb Flash games.
Yeah,
where you're,
and
like,
it was all Flash games. Or like if you went to like Disney.com, it would be games, not like purchasing things.
Did you ever this is such a niche thing, so I'd be surprised you did, but did you ever play Virtual Magic Kingdom?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh my God, I need to find YouTube footage of it. But that when I was in like 3rd grade, oh my God, could have lived there. And then when we finally went to Magic Kingdom, and like my siblings and I knew where everything was,
incredible,
because we played this game so much.
I feel like almost every girl my age is, and like a couple years either way, is gonna know what I'm talking about. The games on specifically the Barbie website and the Polly Pocket website, unparalleled. The Flash games on those websites when I was in like 3rd grade.
Do you mean the Boba Tea website?
Oh yeah.
Bubble tea, yeah.
Did I tell you? So I was a kid who chewed on Polly Pocket clothes. And one time, I like found one in my pocket or whatever, and we were going to like a movie or like a little show or something, and it was zebra print, and I put it in my mouth at the start of this event, and I like chewed on it the entire time, and then when I took it out, the print was gone. So yeah, there's a story about me as an idiot 6-year-old.
That was the not really pocket Polly Pockets, right?
No, they were the ones that were like a couple inches tall.
Yeah, but it was still not really like not like the original Polly Pockets when they were that big.
No, we did have one of those though. We did have one of the super teeny tiny ones, but no, we had the ones that came with like the rubber clothes, and God, those bitches were delicious.
Yeah, you couldn't change the clothes in the original ones. I have 2 of the original Polly Pockets.
Those like sell for a lot now.
Do they?
Yeah.
I've got a round pink one and a yellow heart-shaped one.
Oh, we had a pink heart. I'm loving this fun little trip down memory lane. But yeah, no, I loved chewing on Polly Pocket clothes, and the tweet that made me try bubble tea for the first time was somebody saying, I love bubble tea because it's like chewing on edible Polly Pocket clothes, and I was like, oh, take me back. And it is. I would say it's a very comparable experience.
That was a fun day.
That was a great day. Also, Brooks, I love you looking on in horror as, like, the two of us recount these weird stories as if you didn't do weird shit as, like, a 7-year-old.
I just have no, like, reference point, I guess, for these things, having grown up in a different time. Like, I didn't go to any of those websites because I didn't have a computer when I was that age.
No. I just want to hear your equivalent of chewed on Polly Pocket clothes until the design was gone.
That's still so funny.
I know. You have to remember some stupid thing you did when you were 7.
Nothing's coming to mind that I can think on it.
Okay.
7 was longer ago for me.
I mean, this is true.
It's true.
But that does still like that. That still sticks in my head. Like, just so much. Zach, what did you do?
Yeah, I was trying to think about that. I can't necessarily think of, like, one specific thing, but I do remember...
Or, like, a thing you used to do.
It's not something I used to do, like, on the regular, but just, like, to highlight what a stupid child I was. When I was 12, I was at a holiday party at a family member's house, and I ate, like, some little pastry thing, and then I found out it was a rum cake, and I freaked the fuck out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, that is such a kid. Or your mom would get you to eat something by saying, like, oh, I put a little bit of wine in the sauce, and you'd be like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get you.
Like, oh man. I'm trying to think about specifics, but like
I miss being a small child. I wish I was not conscious of the world as a whole.
When the 101 Dalmatians movie came out, the cartoon Disney one, that was my favorite movie.
I love it.
Because I don't remember when they came out, how old I was. I was like peak age, like 9 or 8 or something. Oh, it had to be like 8 because and I had some of the original stuffed animals that had come out from the movie, and I used to trim their fur, thinking that it would grow back.
There you go.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I still remember. I still have them somewhere in one of my boxes in the basement.
That is fantastic. I love that so much.
It's like all short and stubby. Where I have I have an aunt who loves to tell this one story. Like literally every time the family gets together, she tells it at least once. But we were visiting their house, and she would normally keep a jar of Hershey's Kisses, sitting somewhere. And of course, they'd only be allowed to have like 1 or 2 or whatever. But they weren't always paying attention to me. They're catching up and whatever. And so one time I just grabbed the jar and hid behind a chair and just sat there and ate them and like kind of put all the wrappers and didn't put it back because I was like, oh crap, if I put it back, they're going to notice all the Hershey Kisses are missing. So I'm just going to leave it behind the chair. And so eventually they found it. And I can't live it down.
Nice.
And she regularly gives me Hershey's Kisses.
Oh, that's cute, though.
Yeah, she once, I can't remember, I think it was like when I was in college, maybe college graduation or something, she gave me a candy dish that's shaped like a glass Hershey's Kiss.
Aww.
With Hershey's in it. But that's one of those things where, like, she just brings it up every single time. And then everybody laughs at me for thinking I could hide.
Yeah.
And because I ate all the chocolate.
Yeah.
Can't help it. I like chocolate.
It's good shit. Neither of y'all, chew on seatbelts?
Oh. Can't say that we did.
It was at, like, the perfect height, I
wasn't a chewer.
At mouth level?
Yes!
I feel like some people are chewers and some people aren't.
Yeah, I wasn't as bad as some of the kids in my neighborhood. Like, there are multiple stories of, like, some of our family friends. Like, their kids, like, ate, like, fucking deodorant and shit. But, like, I definitely put a lot of things in my mouth as a child.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys did this, but, like, in elementary school, you would get, like, your agenda.
Yeah!
Yeah. So this is what I did, because this is what I chewed. I would take parts of the spiral and, like, bend it off, and then just chew it like it was a piece of grass until it got disgusting, and then I discard it and take off more to the point that by the end of the year, it was just like a staple in the corner.
No, and you know what else was great? The corners of like the VHS clamshell boxes. I put those in my mouth.
I completely forgot.
A fair amount of times.
There was literally nothing left of that agenda.
I just thought of a really weird thing I used to...
Hit me with it. I'm having so much fun.
I had the microplastics in my system before it was cool.
Yes, so did I.
Yeah, apparently we consume a credit card's worth of plastic every week.
Oh, I'm sorry, my mom said when she was a kid she used to eat paste.
That's a really common one, though.
Because it's just like flour and water.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, and it came with like a little brush. It was like a utensil. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
So when I must have been pretty young because I was still in Catholic school when I did this.
Of course.
But sometimes they would give us like bread and butter for lunch, and it would be a piece of bread cut into triangles, but the butter was only on one half for some reason every time. And so I would take the piece that didn't have any butter on it, take off the crust, and then roll it into a ball, like really firmly, and then just carry it around, nibbling pieces off of it. Like,
okay, I would like compress the bread sometimes too, just because it's fun. The carrying it around is fascinating to me.
Yep, just carry it around, like take little pieces off, nibble, and then like re-roll it so it's still a ball. Just like long period of time afterward.
Kids are so fucking weird.
Okay. I had a friend that did the same thing that we both did it. So
my mom, what she used to do is she would like put a piece of bread between two magazines and then sit on it to flatten it, and then eat it.
Oh my god!
I don't know why.
It does give it a denser texture.
It does. There's something to it. And also, one of my cousins who's a couple years older than I am, he like taught me and my sister that like, you know, when you have like bread at the dinner table or whatever, you like compress it and then you make it look like a communion wafer.
Communion wafers are gross.
I didn't think they were that bad.
You gotta make communion wafer nachos.
Yeah.
So I like kind of not came up, but like in the chess world, when you're like playing chess outdoors, like you play for money. It's just super common, and whatnot. But apparently, my like gambling proclivities stretched back to like 3rd grade because, and I don't remember this, but my parents told me from their parent-teacher conference. So you know how in elementary school, there's always like the class currency, and you like buy erasers and stuff with it.
Yeah.
So apparently, when I was in like 3rd grade, I was like gambling on test scores and like apparently making like bank in whatever currency form.
That's fantastic.
We had. That it was like, oh, by the way, he needs to like stop. Like that's not the point of this. The money.
I used to clown on my sister. I used to get my sister with this one every single time. We had like the game of life, like the board game. And we didn't actually know how to play it. We just like to spin the wheel and like take the cards and move the little cards around. And I was like, oh, I'll be the banker. So whenever she like paid bills, she just paid me. So I always won. And she never caught on. Or like didn't catch on for a very long time. And another thing I used to do to my sister was whenever we made a mess playing with all my toys, I'd be like, okay, we're going to play a new game. I'm the cleanup fairy. And I would, like, hit her with, like, a toy magic wand and, like, sing a song and make her clean my room.
Capitalism.
Yeah, and it was, and it wasn't, like, a little plastic one. Like, it was made out of wood. It had my name on it and everything.
We didn't have classroom currency, so that's interesting. But, like, it was in 6th grade, and I believe it was my English class, we had a weekly spelling bee. And whoever won the spelling bee would get 3 Jolly Ranchers.
Ooh.
And then, like, 2nd place would get 2, and then 3rd place would get 1 of them. And I won, like, every single week. And everybody would get so mad at me, but then I would just, like, stockpile the Jolly Ranchers that I would win and give them out to buy their affection.
So, you're like a little politician.
Yeah, a little diplomacy.
Like, you're mad at me? Have my Jolly Ranchers.
Oh,
so that was
God.
that
When I
was
was
my
in grade
current
school, sometimes like whatever candy like the teachers had like left over from like whatever holiday they would hand it out on, they had like the little tiny pixie sticks, and a bunch of the boys in my class got in trouble for snorting them on the playground.
I feel like that would hurt.
I'm sure
It would
did.
hurt. That's sugar. That's like not soft.
I'm sure that it did.
Plus they're tart, so there's,
Yeah.
Anyway, they stopped handing those out.
Fair. I'm so glad that we're recording all of our childhood weirdness.
I
For
know,
people
this
to
is great, but for, like,
Yeah.
grade school and middle school, the strangest time on earth, because everyone is just so weird and, like, doesn't know not to be in public yet.
Yeah, middle school is the worst for that.
So strange. And frankly, I wish I was even stranger. Because now I'm constantly worried about consequences and people not thinking I'm cool. I wish I had gotten it all out of my system when I was in, like, 4th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I just... And also, I feel like a lot of my, like, school stories are, like, have a particular flavor of weird, because I went to a K-8 school and was with the same 30 people for 8 years.
Is that because your graduating class?
Yeah.
I did not get a normal K-1 education because I went to a private Christian school. Like a young earth private Christian school.
Oh, I technically went to, like, Catholic school for kindergarten, but all they did was, like, say a Hail Mary every now and again and make me wear a uniform.
In 3rd grade, we wrote class letters to George Bush because, he was the president or whatever. But in kindergarten, we learned about American soldiers doing God's work in Iraq. So that was fun. They were like, yup.
What?
Like, yup, God wants this to happen. We were like, okay. Because we were 5 and sure.
Yikes.
And then I found out that my 1st grade teacher was like 22. Like literally a child.
Yeah.
I'm older than her now.
Yeah, and I would not feel qualified teaching children.
Oh no.
Absolutely not. I mean, even if I liked children, I would not feel qualified to teach them at where I am in my life.
Taught college at 22.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
If you don't like children, wouldn't you not want to be qualified in teaching them? Because then you get to just like mess around.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't like children, but I am not going out of my way to like screw them up.
Yeah, me neither.
Or like, traumatize them. Don't like kids at all, but I'm, not out here being actively mean to children.
I went to Catholic school preschool through 4th grade. I had nuns as teachers.
And how did that fuck you up?
They were very mean.
Oh yeah, no, my dad said he used to get like hit with a ruler.
Yeah, we had one that would throw erasers.
That's not as bad.
Well, they weren't allowed to hit us. So that was like the closest that she could get.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and we had religion class, and we had to go to mass like multiple times. Like, I can't remember how often we went. Pretty often. We had to go to confession regularly.
We had chapel. I remember that. I definitely remember chapel.
Yeah, and with Catholics, we have all these like rites of passage we had to do, like First Communion and all that.
Oh my god.
Stuff.
I remember that shit.
And you have to like practice for it and like study for it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sunday school, baby. Literally every time I was in college and I would like come home and we would like go to like church for like, Christmas or whatever. And this is like a John Mulaney thing. I was the one pre-Y2K asshole going, and also with you.
What?
When?
Who?
Yeah, no, literally. The and with your spirit, absolutely not.
I had to go to a funeral like last year, and they said, and they said that, and I almost started laughing because I was like, oh my god, this is a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, don't, like, literally don't.
Yeah.
What was I gonna? Oh shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I forgot.
Speaking of Y2K, what was that shit like?
My parents filled the bathtub, but that was it. Because, like, why not?
It was like people were freaking out, man.
Yeah, that's whack to me.
Yeah, like everybody was convinced the world was going to end. The news was constantly reporting, like, you have to prepare, we have to do all these things, and talking about, like, all these catastrophes that were going to happen. Everybody was all scared.
Fun. Yeah, apparently my mom said she and my dad just went out and bought, like, a pack of, like, bottled water, but that was it.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to a New Year's party at a friend's house for that night, and I made what I called a Y2K survival kit. Like, I got a shoebox.
Hell yeah.
And I covered it in white paper, and I actually wrote that on there, Y2K survival kit. There was something I wrote small in parentheses, but I can't remember what it was.
That really sounds so fun.
Yeah, I put a bunch of stuff in there, like, I can't remember, like, a bottle of water, some snacks, like, different things, and I put a light bulb in there, which was supposed to be a joke, because they said all the electricity was going to be, going out because the systems didn't understand, And my friends didn't get it. They were like, that's not going to help you. The electricity's not supposed to work. That's the joke. No one got me.
Oh my god. That's kind of fantastic, though. I kind of love everything about that.
Yeah, I kept that kit for a long time. I mean, I threw it away eventually, but I still had it for years afterward. But
we had 2012.
We did have 2012.
That was our thing.
Yeah, that was our Y2K.
That was our Y2K.
2012 wasn't even close to Y2K, though.
I wish. Y2K sounds like it was fun.
It was close when you were learning about it when you were 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, learning about that when I was 10,
I was traumatized.
Literally. My entire 5th grade class was traumatized.
Yeah. But do you know how like 10, 11-year-old me eventually rationalized this? I did the math and I was like, I'll be in 10th grade. I'll be older then.
Yeah.
Like I'm in 10th grade. Like, I've lived a long life.
That was literally it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Kids are so, like, literally, no matter the era, kids are middle schoolers are the strangest group of people on the planet.
So awkward.
Yeah, they're so weird. This has been wonderful. I have greatly enjoyed our fun little trip down memory lane with all of our strange stories.
Great conspiracy building.
Yeah, great conspiracy. You know what? I don't think we even need a conspiracy, and I'm sure there has to be some conspiracy about, like, why middle schoolers are as freaking weird as they are.
Puberty.
Yeah, they'll do it. But that's not even a conspiracy theory. That's just how it be.
I mean, conspiracy theory about puberty monsters. Could be something there. A little big mouth.
I have to catch up on that show. I'm way behind.
Yeah, I'm a couple seasons behind.
Oopsies. Anyway, alright. This has been great. This has been wonderful. I think at some point we settled on an assignment for the next episode, but I can't even remember what it... No, we're doing meme review. That's what we're doing. We're doing a meme review next episode. Should it be exchanges from our personal group chat, or do we want more time to put that together?
Like new ones, or...
I mean, like, ones we have previously sent in the group chat, perhaps not ones that we already discussed when we were, like, sitting in a circle sending each other memes during that one episode where we were all in the same room. But things that have been passed back and forth in our various groups. Do we want to do that next week, or do we want a little more time to plan? Because, frankly, there are some exchanges, like, just, like, text exchanges between us that I, like, want to get screenshots of.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good ones.
Because we say some weird things.
Up in there.
Alright, yeah. Do we want to just do, like, another kind of random put-together meme review?
Sure, but a cool thing to do would be that each of us has to bring, like, 2 new ones that they haven't shared or something.
Ooh, yes. Absolutely. Genius. We'll have to, like... upload them into like a Google Drive folder and like not look at like right before the episode and not look at anything.
Yeah, we've done for me review before where I have the folder open, but I don't click on it until you.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. So we have a plan. Yeah. We have a plan for next episode.
And I say this 2 hours after I just told you guys, I saved all these memes I didn't send. Here, let me send them all at once. So now I'm cleaned out.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming between now and next Wednesday, you will find at least one meme.
I'm sure.
Just those with the saturation of memes out there.
Send some communications memes. I want to see what those look like.
I wish that I had followed through on my idea to make a Geneseo communication department meme page while I was still at Geneseo, and then I could have like passed it on to somebody before I graduated.
Counts as a communication meme.
I have no idea.
I could have sworn somebody on this podcast was talking about like a very niche meme page that they were a part of, but maybe.
Oh, was that your like academia meme pages?
I think that was it. That was probably it.
Yeah, there's it's I can't remember the name of the meme group. Yeah, I think it might actually just be there's an account that I think they have it on both like Twitter and Facebook, but like shit academics say is the.
I believe that.
Wait, that could actually be a really fun format. Is like send memes that are very specific to what we do, and then we have to explain why they're funny.
This is like 2 whole separate meme reviews. This is great.
My boyfriend in college, so he had a radio show at a radio station.
Fun. And
he had this friend, Tony, who would come every week to do a segment that they called Laughbox, which was spelled LAFFBOXXX.
Of course.
Nice.
Where Tony would tell like some, pretty simple like punny type joke and then over explain it. And the explanation was always way funnier than the joke. I find something very funny about people explaining things that maybe don't even need explained.
It is kind of fun. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I used to think about that.
Well, now we got multiple ideas. This is great. I love it. I love to see it. All right.
More homework.
I mean, if you want to think of it that way, you can.
I have list of up until like 3 hours ago, I thought I might be going to Philadelphia this weekend, so I have a bunch of time that just opened up to me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
We should still do a Philly trip at some point. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds like a very fun time. Okay. I think that's gonna wrap us up for this week. All right. As always, thank you, friends, for fighting with us. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again next week with some dank memes for y'all. Yo, what was that?
I don't know.
Okay, adios, everybody.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly, Zach Calderon, and Dr. Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at Zach Calderon, and at AnnSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature or consider donating to our Patreon. Thanks for listening.